You are done with doing it alone, with feeling like it's all on your shoulders. Watch this video. I know what it feels like to feel that pressure of being a visionary woman, being here with a really big heart and a really big vision for what is possible for this world, yet also experiencing this heaviness, this pressure of having to do it all myself. It's exhausting. It's tiring. It makes us ill. And it closes our hearts down because we're longing to be supported. We're longing to be held. And we're longing for deep connection. That's what we long for. And yet we find ourselves in this world feeling unsupported, missing those deep connections where we feel really, really held and seen. And also, we're feeling this pressure of having to do it all on our shoulders. And I want to change that. I am here to lead a movement of women who get paid for being who they are, but from this place of being supported infinitely by this loving energy, this loving presence that is God, that is source. And the thing is that most of us feel so exhausted from doing it alone, but we don't realize that we are the ones that are stopping us from receiving the support and the love and the connection that we need. So that's both a beautiful thing and a challenging thing, right? It's beautiful because if we are the ones that are actually stopping ourselves from receiving the love, the support, the connection that we desire, then we get to do something about it. We get to internally change to create that change on the outside. The thing that makes it hard is that we have to own it. We have to own that. And a lot of us have come into this world through those feminine lineages where we have just had to get on with it ourselves, where we've had to do it alone, where we put in all the hard grunt work, where it's not necessarily honored or appreciated. And so there can be these lineages of martyrdom and victimhood that run through that feminine line. And there is nothing wrong with this. This is not bad, but it does keep us stuck in behaviors, in thinking patterns, in beliefs, and in feeling cycles that prevent us from becoming the wholeness and the truth of who we are. And so the beautiful thing about the energy of victimization, the energy of martyrdom, which a lot of us carry in our body, in our experience, is that we get to utilize those energies as portals to freedom, to empowerment, and to liberation. That is what we get to do with those energies. And so if you are tired with doing it alone, I hear you. You are not alone. Many of us never experienced a time where we haven't had to work hard to get what we desire. Many of us have never had that feeling of being fully supported. And if you are an independent woman, what that can actually lead to is a feeling of hyper independence, where we then don't need anybody's help or don't want anybody's help. And so what we are healing here is the division within ourselves with our union with Source, with God, with the divine, with love. What we get to do here is heal that divide, that disconnect from the very source energy of who we are, from being in divine union with the divine itself. And so if you have been struggling with this feeling of doing it all alone, it's time for that to change. And it can change right here, right now, with the choices that you make about who you believe yourself to be and what you believe is possible for you. So again, when you believe you are this small, separate self, the one that has to do it all, the one where it's all on your shoulders, it's really hard to be supported. It's really hard to be held because of those tricky belief systems and feelings and thoughts and experiences that are holding us in that holding pattern. So let's honor that holding pattern. Let's honor those thoughts and feelings of separation, of martyrdom, of victimhood. Let's honor those feelings and that experience, because it is because we live in a dual reality, those experiences, those thoughts are the very things that can liberate us. So as we allow ourself to experience those thoughts and feelings, there's also a part of us that we're beginning to really stabilize into remembering who we are. If I'm a truly abundant being, if I truly am God consciousness in a body, then everything I desire, all my needs are met right here, right now, which means I am supported, I am held, I am loved, and I don't have to do it all alone. And so this takes time to anchor into this truth. But as you keep anchoring into the energy of I am held, I am supported, I don't have to do this all alone, what you begin to do is heal the woman that has believed that to be true. Because as you keep anchoring into this energy, this I am energy, which is the truth of who you are, as that becomes your ground of being, anything that is unlike that is going to come up to be held, to be seen, to be loved, to be loved back, and to be loved back home to your heart. So this isn't about ignoring the woman that's exhausted, that's tired, that feels unsupported and unloved. And if anything, it's the opposite. It's bringing huge amounts of love, huge amounts of compassion to this aspect of self who's been working so hard to get to where she is today. And she knows that she wants to reach more people, but she doesn't want to do it from the energy that she is. And so as you bring that love and compassion to that aspect of yourself, you also keep bringing yourself back to the truth of who I am. If I am divine, if I am the divine in a body, I am held, I am loved, I am supported. And if I moved through my life leading from this energy, it would change the narrative that I was thinking, it would change the actions that I took, and it would change the manifestations that happen in my life. I change what happens on the outside by changing what happens on the inside. And the first thing that has to happen is your choice. You have to choose that you are loved, that you are supported, that you are held, and that there is a way to move forward with more support than ever before. And you can put down the trophy of, I've got to do it all alone. But you have to put down that medal that you've been wearing as a sign of how good you are, that medal, I'm doing it all my own, all by myself. It's time to put that down, because your value, your worth, your enoughness has nothing to do with what you do. You are valuable, you are worthy, you are enough simply because you are God consciousness in a body. You are worthy, you are valuable, you are enough because you were born. And so many of us women have been holding these trophies, these medals, that the more I do, the more independent I am, the more worthy I am. And we just know now that that is not the truth. It just keeps us stuck in cycles of doing more, working harder, and feeling more separate than ever before. So you have to be ready and willing to put that down and to shift yourself back to this remembrance that I am God consciousness in a body. I am supported. I am held. I am loved, and I can allow the divine to support me. But we have to be the ones that have to practice relaxing and softening and being held. We are the ones that need to rewire our thinking. If you notice yourself, having a conversation with yourself, or having an argument with someone about how much you're doing and how they never help and how you're so unsupported, then you continuously create that into your life. And so you have to become a master at telling yourself the truth, at stopping those conversations in the mind or external conversations mid-sentence, taking a breath, coming back and anchoring into the truth of who you are. What do I want to believe? What do I want to believe? And even if you don't believe yourself to be just yet, even if you don't truly believe yourself to be God consciousness in a body yet, try it out. Practice this switch. Practice breaking out of those old patterns, those old ruts of thinking that continuously recreate the same situations for you. And when you first start doing this, it can be tricky. It's true. It's a practice like anything else. But if you're really tired of doing this alone, of being unsupported, of being unheld, then you have to make that shift within you first. You have to hold yourself. You have to support yourself. You have to love yourself as you are. You have to see yourself as worthy of love and acceptance and support just because you are. It starts from the inside out. And if you want support with this, I have the most beautiful community called Devotion. It is a community of women who are remembering the truth of who they are and who desire to step more forward into the world and share their gifts and share their light, but from a place of feeling held and loved and supported. It's such a beautiful space. So if you're interested in finding more about Devotion, I will pop that in the information below. Have a beautiful day.